was your favorite NFL player growing up? Like, who did you watch? And because for you, who was Lawrence Taylor? Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
Like, who did you watch? And you said, that guy does no wrong in my eyes.
It changed a lot as I was a kid because I played different positions. So my first NFL player action figure that I had was Dante Culpepper when he was on the Vikings.
You played with him
And
at
then,
the Dolphins.
Played with Pep down here.
Yep. And then I went to Bob Sanders to play safety.
Ooh.
Ed Reed. I really enjoyed Larry Fitzgerald when I was playing receiver. Reggie Bush was my favorite college player. Then when he got in the league, I was a Reggie Bush fan. So he was on the Saints, and then he came to the Dolphins. And then there was another receiver that played for the Dolphins that had the name Best or
Devon Best.
Devon Best.
Yeah.
So I played with his cousin in Pop Warner when I was like 10 years old. So he was like one of my favorite players. And then eventually, DBs like Pat P, Tyrann Mathieu, Richard Sherman, guys that started to just like evolve into the league. And I was a kid wanting to play DB at this point. And my dad played DB too. So then I started focusing on them. And it was more of me being fascinated with their technique and how they play rather than me just being a fan of the sport and how they make plays. It was more of like the way that they contort their body and the way that they play. So it changed over the time for sure.
Yeah, no, it's. I have stories about the Pep. I played with Pep. Reggie Bush, I refused to cover. When he was with the Saints,
Yeah.
Jeremiah Bell. I think I was talking about Jeremiah one time we were playing when I looked back and
Why me?
Why me? What you doing? Man, F you, Crowder. But Reggie Bush, they would do all the motioning and shifting,
Yeah.
and then it ended up being number 2 week 4.
Yep.
But it being empty, and I'd be out in the middle of nowhere on Reggie. Nope. Hey, shift. Because Jeremy Shockey was the tight end. I was like, I can't cover Jeremy either, but I'd rather him than Reggie.
Right.
So I would switch every time I could see the game plan. They were trying to figure out a way to get me on Reggie Bush, we wasn't having it, bro.
Wasn't having
no, Jack. There's no way you're going to embarrass me in front of my mom.
Yeah.
So I run over there and cover the tight end and make the safety.
You can at least use contact and whatnot, slow the tight end down. You ain't going to touch Reggie, bro. He too quick.
Yeah.
He too quick.
Is there anybody on the field where you had a moment? I remember Crowder told us a story about Peyton Manning where at the end of a game, Peyton Manning said, "Nice game, Crowder." And Crowder was like, wow. Peyton Manning knows my name. Now, tell him the end of that story, though.
We just talked about him. So Zach Thomas is there. We're in Indy. It's last game of the season. And Zach sees that I light up because they kneel the ball down. They whoop the hell out of us.
Right.
But, he kneels the ball down and he walks over to the defense and starts giving us dap. He was like, man, great game, Crowder, dap me up. And Zach sees me light up because I'm like, damn, Peyton knows who I am.
Right.
And I'm walking out the field, and we lost, so everybody's walking off sad. And I look at Zach, I was like, damn, Zach, Peyton knows me. He said, bro, he read the back of your jersey. He said, he's not preparing for you. You think he's preparing for you?
Just shot you down. Just shot you down.
Did
you have someone like that?
Absolutely.
Who was it?
In the middle of the Tampa Bay game, my rookie year, I go on a blitz, and we're from a Patriot system, so Tom has been practicing against that for longer than I've been alive. So he calls out the blitz, of course, and gets the ball off super quick, whatever, the guy gets tackled. I'm standing next to Tom, and I couldn't call him just hey, Tom or Brady. I was like, hey, Tom Brady, how you doing? A whole name. And I was like, hey, Tom Brady, how you doing? Nice throw. And he's like, hey, Holland. I'm like, oh, you do know me. I'm like, all right. So then that one, and then AB, he had run some route, and I was defending him, but they didn't throw it my way. He was like, good coverage, Holland. But I'm like, it's Antonio Brown. I'm like, man, that's crazy. Actually, he caught an under route, took it to the crib, and I was running after him because I was from the other side of the field. So I'm just trying to show effort. He scores, and the packed fans are right in front of me. He's right here, scored. Then they have the big pirate ship, and it's cannons going off. He's screaming, ah! And I'm walking away. And I'm like, man, that was so cool. Damn, they scored. I'm like, but that was so cool. So that was. But I think the coolest one was last year against Aaron Rodgers. Last time he's in the Packers uniform, we're playing him. They ended up winning, but after the game, he's like, yo, hell of a job. Respect your game, the whole nine. So I get in the car, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, man. I call my dad. I'm like, yo, A-Rod just came up to me and was telling me he respects my game. Like that's Aaron Rodgers.
That's when you know. That's
Yeah.
when you know.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in the
Exactly.
league, and I'm here to stay.
Right. And my dad was like, you damn right, that's Aaron Rodgers. So he started, nah, bro. It was awesome.
I had one last night.
Who was it?
I was at the Rams-Cowboys game, and we ended up leaving, going back to the hotel to get our bags from Belichick to go to the airport. So we're sitting at the bar. I'm going to be at the bar.
I feel you.
So we're sitting at the bar,
Right.
And dude come up, hit my shoulder like, Crowder, what's up? And I turn around, it's the LaDainian Tomlinson.
Really?
And I actually have a picture. I should tweet it out or whatever the hell these young people do nowadays. So he's like, yeah. So I tell him, I'm like, man, I told the story before. Like I hit him one time, and I hit him at the line of scrimmage, and it was 2nd and 2. And I was like, how the hell did he get 8 yards? I hit him at the line of scrimmage, like it's 2nd and 2. And then I tackled him in the flat, open field, whatever. I was seam flat, whatever.
Yeah.
He went out, and I ended up tackling him, and he didn't get the first down. I was so excited I tackled him that I jumped up, started pumping my fists, and I ran to the sideline. The coach grabbed me. He was like, Crowder, that was 2nd down. And I was so excited to tackle him. I didn't even know what down it was. And I'm telling him the stories, and his response to me was, yeah, I remember playing you. It was no like I'm telling him these great stories about himself, and he's like, yeah, I remember playing you. Like back in 05, 06. I was like, yeah, LT. Like, yeah, I remember. Like, damn. So it was a little humbling.
What a great story, though. Hey, Tom Brady.